So and there we go. Yeah, we do record these meetings for folks that aren't able to attend. I know, Monday nights aren't always the easiest, especially some clubs meet on Monday nights, but we do record it for folks. And I do try to send out the meeting link within the agenda, but also if you need it sooner than that, I know it's a little bit late sometimes. Feel free to email me if we have the recording, we'll send it to you directly. But welcome everyone to our August Youth Service Committee meeting for the district. I'm Ryan Charm, your Youth Service Chair, co-chair this year. And so for some new faces here, just want to let some people introduce themselves. I'm going to have Jen introduce herself first because she is my co-chair and incoming full chair for this committee.
No. Hi, I'm Jen Tenoy from the Rotary Club of Hilo, and it's been a pleasure to work with Ryan and Naomi for the past few years, and stepping up to co-chair, and don't know what I'm thinking about doing next year, but I guess Ryan needs a rest, so I'll try my best.
And no, and Nancy has asked you, of course, and she's our incoming district governor as well. So we're super excited to have Jen to take over the Youth Services Committee. I'm not going anywhere. I keep telling people that I'll still be around helping out, but Jen will be leading the show. Naomi can introduce herself as well.
Okay, Naomi Masuno, West Honolulu, and I've got everybody's club name on your video Zoom. So if I got it wrong, please let me know and I'll change it. But oh, and then Clarence came on. So Clarence is from Pro Ridge. I'll put his club name so everybody's on. So I'm the Zoom monitor right now for Ryan.
Everyone knows Naomi. She's the jack of all trades and administrator of all things, and so we're happy to have her. And then I know there's some folks here on the planning committees of various RILAs and stuff. I'll let them, speak when they have their updates for RILA itself. But that's kind of the leadership team here right now. Peter isn't able to attend. I think many of us have probably heard from Peter this past weekend on the youth protection training. We're going to just jump right into that. So now that the training has been complete, there is a youth service compliance form for the district that was sent out as part of this reminder for this meeting. Please make sure that each club that can attest to what is in the compliance form, sends in that form to youth services at youth services at rotary5000.org as the email address. Sorry, because it comes to me after it goes to that email address, but please go ahead and send that in. You did need to attend the protection training. That is one of the main bullet points in that compliance statement. So if your club did not attend it, then you can't yet turn in that form, and we're kind of tracking that. But if you did attend it, by all means, please complete the form. It does require your youth services chair in your club as well as the president to sign off that you abide by the district's youth service protection policies and you've attended that youth protection training. Hopefully everyone here on the call was able to send someone to that training. There were probably 60 plus people there. So I think it was very well attended. Everyone seemed like they're on track for that, but it is important that we turn in these forms, and the district is going to be following up with folks that did not turn in their forms. If you did not attend the training, there will be a recording where you can view it, as I understand it. So that will be provided at a later date, but we want folks to actively seek out these opportunities for training and compliance. So did everyone get to that form and were they able to submit it? I see some nodding heads. Anybody have any questions on the form?
I just have a brief comment, Ryan. I attended the training. The form is completed, and I just need to email it, and we'll be good. So it's all done.
Great, good to hear. And we we know last year was a little bit we were continually tracking this. I really don't want to be tracking this into, the month of September and October as much as possible. I know it's going to probably lag into September here, but please try to get those forms in as much as possible, as soon as possible. I'm sorry. Any questions? If not, I'm going to continue to move on. Youth awards. I just want you all to know that Ted, his priority was to make sure everyone knew what the awards were going to be for this year. And I know a lot of our clubs, we're not award focused. It's a nice recognition of the things that we have all accomplished at the end of the year to be recognized for our hard work in youth services. But that being said, it is a very good guide for everyone to know that your club is doing very, very well and has a healthy youth service program. If you're doing the things that are in the awards checklist, then you're doing very well. And so hopefully everyone has had a chance to see that. The awards email went out from Ted. So it might have went to just your president. I don't know who exactly he sent it out to, but I know it went out to every club. So hopefully you've seen those. Is everyone kind of nodding their head? They've seen the various categories of awards. Okay, I see a couple of shakes here from some folks. Check in with your club president, and they will know and should have received that email. If you're not able to still get to it, you can always email me. You can either contact me through that youth services email or through my work email, and I will try to get you the link to the awards as well. It's on the Rotary District website as well, right? The main website, rotaryd5000.org. All right. That being said, it's end of August, it's September. Interact. We're going to continue to remind everyone that your club's advisors should have been updated already this past summer, but if you haven't done it, please do it. It's a easy website to do on the rotary.org website, Rotary International. But hopefully your clubs have been meeting, and I'm hoping to help out your clubs in any way possible here. So usually around this time, DOE schools are hosting their kind of club weeks, their introduction to each of the kind of extracurricular clubs, and trying to get attendance and new members. So hopefully if your Interact club wasn't a part of that initially, that they can somehow still find a way to advertise for what they do, the good work that they do, the projects that they've taken on. For Roosevelt this year, my club, so I'm with Honolulu Sunrise. They did a bunch of posters because, AI can do amazing things real quickly with terms of graphics. They did some really cool posters for Roosevelt and are already getting signups for their first club project, which is going to be volunteering at the Okinawan Festival this year in Honolulu. So it's things are starting quickly, and I want everyone to just hopefully build some of that momentum with the start of school and try to latch onto some of that energy. I know several folks have asked for some promotional material and other things for clubs that are trying to bring back that energy, restart or start new clubs or whatever they've worked on with past schools. We do have some resources. If you actually go to the Rotary Brand Center on Rotary International's website, the Brand Center has some very good kind of brochures that you can easily customize. Hopefully folks here kind of know how to create their club logos using the Brand Center. It's very similar. You just type in what you want, and it kind of makes it a document for you. And you can actually download some Interact brochures and promotional material there on the Brand Center. So I just want everyone to know that. This September, because we're already in September pretty much, is actually our basic education and literacy month. And so a very important month, I think, when it comes to youth programs. I know probably a lot of us have dictionary programs. I don't know if you've donated them in the beginning of the year or the end of the year. We've tried to always get them together in the beginning of the year and out to the schools, but sometimes the teachers aren't always available. If you're interested in getting dictionaries for your local elementary schools, Rotary has partnerships with some organizations that provide the dictionaries. My club gives them to Royal Elementary in town. So whatever you can do, I think we're just trying to give you some ideas of projects that you can do in September for Literacy Month and basic education. And so, that's just the theme. There are themes kind of throughout the year. October is, as I listed on the agenda, Community Economic and Development Month. It's a little maybe less focused to youth, but still very, very important, obviously, with a couple of youth activities I put also on the agenda: Alumni Reconnect Week and Polio Day on October 24th. I don't think the district has any alumni events planned. I have to check in with Steve. Steve Dyer, still the alumni chair for us, Naomi. I can email him and see if he has anything planned for the first week of October for Alumni Reconnect Week. But if I think don't wait on the district for us to do anything necessarily. We're always trying, obviously. But if you have alumni that you've kept in touch with through HRYF, through Interact, through RILA, whatever it is, invite them out to a project, have them attend a meeting, whatever it might be. October, the first week is Alumni Reconnect Week. There are two projects I think that at least one project, I'm sorry, that I wanted to advise everyone on. Is kind of skipping through the agenda here, I'm sorry. But it is Hawaii Children and Youth Day. That is coming up on October 6th. So the first week of October, actually, and we will need volunteers for that. That's only on Oahu, unfortunately, but a really great fair for children and youth of the state, whoever's on Oahu at the time, and a lot of resources, a lot of activities. Been doing it for a very, very long time, and Rotary has always been a big sponsor, kind of volunteering wise, of that event. So I'll get into a little bit of that in a bit. Anybody else? I kind of want this meeting to be as much of a time for everyone here to share ideas as it is a time for me telling and speaking. So anybody else have projects they want to advertise for the month of September coming up?
Well, I have two coming up, if you don't mind. Rick Tabor here. So on September 21st, or I'm sorry, September 28th, we're doing the it's the Nisei veterans, World War II veterans. We're decorating 5,000 graves up at Punch Bowl. There's a memorial service on the 29th that everybody's invited to, and on the 30th we're cleaning. I don't expect kids to come on the 30th because they'll be in school. But we're decorating 5,000 graves. It'll be for, I might have said this here before. Did I, Ryan? Did I run this by here already? Yeah. So 100th, 442nd, the MIS and the 1399 engineers, and we could use help. So Saturday, September 28th. This is a great one for youth also. We'll be there from 8:30 until we finish. Another one, I don't know. Let me just just run it by you. But Kathleen or Rhodes Merriam and us, we do the Out of the Darkness walk. That's a suicide prevention and awareness and prevention. Pretty powerful program. Rotary is very involved. A lot of the clubs come, so y'all are invited. That's on September 14th. It's over at Skygate. I know I ran this by us here also last time we met. Skygate is on the campus between the Honolulu and also the Fosse building. That squiggly statue will be right on the grassy area there. The walk is very brief. It's 1.2 miles. We just walk around the Capitol grounds. There's a lot of powerful presentations, lots of tents with lots of resources, well worth doing. So those are two that I have. I see Kara has her hand up.
Thanks for sharing, Rick. Yeah, Carrie, you have a question?
Yeah, I was going to share. We just we just did this past Saturday, Save the Reef. We passed out 100 bottles of reef-friendly sunscreen, and we will be on September 21st in Kailua. So any Windward people on the call? And it's great for kids too. We don't need that many, just 4 or 5 of us, because it's 100 bottles and it goes real quick. So if you're interested, just let me know. Or Joni, I see that she's on the call, and we can set you up.
Great. Thanks, Carol.
I have one as well. I'm Janine Arnold with Eco Rotary of Kaka'ako. And we are sponsoring, we are doing an Adopt a Park program with the city and county of Honolulu. So we're going to be doing a park cleanup on September 14th at Kewalo Basin Park, which is just off of Ala Moana Boulevard. And that's going to be September 14th from 9 to 11.
Great.
And-
And
Okay,
then, yep, Nancy.
Nancy Lowry from Rotary Club of Kona Sunrise. It's not exactly a youth activity, but we are including our youth in our Peace Park dedication at Old Airport Beach Park here in Kona on September 21st.
Great. Awesome.
That's it.
And I think it's great to have the kids there. It's important for them to understand what peace means. So
Oh,
good to hear.
very much important. Yes.
All right, Clarence.
Hi, yeah, Clarence Pro Ridge. And for the last couple of years, we've been doing the International Peace Day at the Peace Bell at, I don't know if you know that, in Pearl City, Blaisdell Park. And every third Saturday, the Interact kids do the bike path cleanup. You want to join us for that at Tualoa Springs. But this International Peace Day one is at the Peace Bell. That was our Buddhist church donated this bell to the city and county of Honolulu. And so we're trying to raise funds for that too, for restoration for that Peace Bell. And that Peace Bell ceremony we do is to honor all those, the Hiroshima and Nagasaki and also Pearl Harbor itself. And the peace poem is read in Japanese and also by our children in Japanese and also in English. So that's going to be the 21st this time. Yeah.
Awesome. And I have had my kids join you on the bike path cleanup. So it's very
fun. Good.
All right, Jen.
Hey, hi, Mr. DeLude. He was my Brooklyn, my granddaughter's principal. So.
Oh yeah. Brooklyn,
okay.
Yeah.
Real quick, we were excited. We just sent our Hiroshima students that visited and homestayed with us for a week, along with the Rotarians, this past 19th to the 23rd. As far as the literacy, we have reading in kindergarten starting in September. That goes on monthly. It involves about 25 of our members that go into individual kindergarten classes and read the appropriate books. And also we have Alzheimer's Walk in September. So the Interact kids and all of that are working together. And that's what was great, is that Interact didn't even have a chance to get back to school, and already they were hosting the 7 Hiroshima students. So they're hitting the ground hard and super proud of them. Also, Lapa Hoi Hoi is doing their back to school literacy programs and dictionaries in the October.
Great. Very good. Good to hear. Everyone is doing a lot of great projects. You can tell kind of by what's being reported. So just, if you have, Naomi put a link here in the chat. If you have a project and you want volunteers, or if you want to reach out to, some of the clubs in your area to see if they want to join in on your projects, this is the forum really. If you have things to share, or if you want to reach out to people on this group as well, directly to sign up and get partnerships with your projects. This is one, benefit, I think, of being on this committee. All right. So any questions on Interact before I leave this subject, because it is a big part of what we do. I just want to make sure everyone is supported with their Interact clubs, or, if there's any questions that we can help to answer, we can try to help to answer them. Any questions on Interact? Everyone's good. Everyone's kind of.
I have a question. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Clarence.
There's because I was on the thing on Saturday for the safety, and I don't know if they didn't mention it, but I don't know if they're aware. If you have a highest school, Hawaii Association Independent School, private school, we have to give them names of teachers, or not teachers, of adults we think are child predators or something like that. Right now, there's no one on the list, but we're mandated now to send that to them. So that's another place to check.
Interesting. So that's the Hawaii Independent School, HISA. We can ask some of the folks that have been affiliated with that organization in the past to see what the requirement is. Yeah,
just another place to check.
Okay. So it's a place of information to check on people, or is it more like?
I'm not sure. It's brand new. It just came out this year. they're making it required for us, since we're highest school, to
Yeah.
submit names that we know are of that.
Mm-mm.
What? But yeah.
Okay.
So it's
Okay. Well,
interesting. It's still developing. Just a list.
interesting. Interesting. All right. Well, I hope, everyone who went through the training knows how important the protection side of things is. If someone were to flag on the system through the IntelliCorp, check, it does go to me, it does go to Peter, it does go to the district governor, and then, we kind of confer and try to make a decision or recommendation, and then whatever the district decides ultimately gets communicated to the club presidents. So even here on the youth service kind of committee, you may not hear directly from me on any particular youth protection issue. It goes directly to the presidents, and then it's up to the presidents to then take action for the clubs. Because I really, like I mentioned in the meeting, we're not, the district really isn't the enforcers. We're not there day to day watching each club and each volunteer project and each which volunteers are showing up, and we can't really enforce kind of that compliance. Is really up to the club presidents and to then work with the board of your clubs to do that. And so I just want everyone to be aware, because Clarence, if you're having to report people to this organization, HISA, we do want to be also mindful of our members' privacies and stuff like that too. And so just if you do have questions, please feel free to ask me, and I will make sure we get it to the right people to review. Peter Evans, our youth protection officer, as well as our district governor. So appreciate the heads up on that. All right. HRYF is not is not immediate here, but hopefully everyone remembers kind of where we left off on this. For the last Rotary year, you needed to hit that $20 per capita giving to give out the full $5,000 scholarship. So hopefully everyone hit that goal. If not, you're only eligible for the lesser scholarship. But the packet of information actually did go out to each club, and I know there was some questions about who received it and who didn't. The first time it went out, did everyone get the packet from Tina from the HRYF office to go ahead and sign up your person, your judge, your area coordinator, your club coordinator, your judge, area judge person? Nancy, I saw a thumbs down there. I don't
think I got it. Okay.
Kona, I will check with Kona Sunrise for Tina. Anyone else?
I probably didn't get one because Jim Harrow's our youth person now. You definitely want to loop me in with Jim being
I will.
if I don't have his back, it'd fall apart.
I will ask Tina to send it to you, Rick, as well. I didn't get it myself, oddly enough, but after I inquired with Tina, she sent it over to me. So, all right, I will make sure everyone gets that. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
ahead,
do we
Tracy.
have to call Tina up, or you're just gonna ask Tina to send it out to all the clubs?
No, so I'm gonna go. Naomi, you want to say something first?
I believe she only sent it to the president. So if you can check with your president first.
No, I got it. Perfect.
Okay. But Ryan, how about we check with Tina to see who she didn't get it from?
Okay.
And then we can send it out.
We will check on who she didn't receive the packet back from, and we will let you know. All right.
Ryan, I
Yes.
do live with my president, and I just asked him, and he doesn't think he got it. So yes, would you please send it to me again?
We will check. Thank you.
It's so
Well,
convenient having
that's the
him
fast
here.
way to check for you. Yeah, I don't have that ability.
Hey,
All right.
Ryan, real quick,
Yes.
in case anybody else on the Big Island doesn't have their packet, can you forward one to me too?
Will do.
Thank you.
All right. So the communication is going to route through that. So that's why this is so important. And whoever you've identified as your point of contact is going to be the one who receives the communication. There are, very important milestones as part of HRYF. Obviously, everyone is notified when the application hits the street, usually sometime in November or earlier. just depending on kind of when the application can be updated, but sometime around the October, November timeframe. And then we basically have, that 3 months from November, December, January to get as many applicants as we can kind of find, worthy applicants that we can find to apply to the scholarship. And your address that you list on the packet is also where they send your application to, right? And so some of them will email, obviously, but some of them still will mail a hard copy. And so it's very important that you have the right contact information, because the last thing we want to do is have someone mail in a application and no one gets it, and on the Rotary side, and doesn't actually log it in and invite them for the interview. So all of that is coming up. And
Ryan,
yep, go ahead,
Ryan,
Jeannie.
I have a quick question. I had received an email from a student already who's interested in applying for the scholarship, but she's on the Big Island. So should I forward that email to whoever is on the Big Island?
Is that the one from Parker School?
I believe so.
Oh, I got that too.
Okay.
I think the simplest response would be to continue checking the website for the application, but it's not out yet. So,
Okay,
and then
okay, so the applications will be out in November, but it says on there that they are to apply to a club that's where they go, or where they live, or where the school is. So that student on the Big Island should not be applying on Oahu. They need to apply at a school on a Big Island.
Yeah, so they should be notifying the North Hawaii Club, actually. If they're
Yes, that's what I did with the Parker application that I got also. I just sent it on to Chemo up north, so.
Good job.
we should make following directions of the application part of the criteria. So no, we want to help as many people as we can, obviously, but it's spelled out in the application directions. So if you do, for whatever reason, just make sure they're applying to a club that's in their geographical area, but either where they live or where they go to school. All right. There are other things that will come up, obviously, with HRYF, some trainings, some youth protection trainings for doing Zoom interviews, because I know a bunch of us do Zoom interviews. So all of that's coming up, and we'll share more when we have the actual kind of schedule. But just be aware that HRYF is kicking into gear again. Ryla, I want to give some time to Ryla. So Rick, if you could give us a update on Oahu's, Ryla.
Okay, well, I just happened to have a little slideshow that I'll do real fast. Here we go. So Nicole and Rotaract put together this handy dandy little poster. This is our poster for this year. So I emailed you to say that we've been set since before RYLA 2014 or 2024 for January 31st to February 2nd at Camp Erdman. We're going to do it a little bit differently this year, but here's for volunteers, if you're here on Oahu, here's our QR code and link. And I don't know, Naomi, I think I emailed you this and to Ryan. You guys can send it out to folks to share with their clubs if somebody wants to volunteer. And then this is the applicant QR code, which is also there on the flyer and the link. Okay, so those are ready to go. So we're going to do a little differently this year. Naomi's going to help us track stuff. Naomi and Natasha will be the trackers this year. So no one is actually going to be completed. An application is not completed until all the forms are in. Every year we have problems with the forms, no matter how many times we send out reminders. So a sponsor also has met with them, whoever's applying, interviewed them, and agreed to sponsor the applicant. I hope that doesn't bog down getting folks to sign up, but that's something that we're going to try this year. And the sponsor has to agree and send $250 for each of the students that they're sponsoring. And the RYLA team confirms everything is completed and then registration is accepted. So once we get the word from the sponsor, and once we know that all the paperwork is finished from Naomi and Natasha, then we accept the student. Rotaries are encouraged to select their students, smaller clubs. So tell me if this is right. Pretty sure this is what we say. 2 for smaller clubs, and larger clubs could do 5. Larger clubs also are encouraged to help because we got to pay for the volunteers also. That's $175. So if you could budget to help with that, that would be great. We sometimes will have non-Interact folk and that are going to apply. And so some help with sponsoring those folks as well. One area we haven't tapped so much that I would love to figure out how to tap, and if anybody has ideas, would be homeschool. I think they could use RILA even more than other students because they're not getting socialized as much. So I think that would be great.
Sorry.
Yep, go ahead.
I
Rotary.
think you can get the homeschool information and the contact person from DOE.
Okay. And then RILA clubs are encouraged to have the RILArians, folks that have graduated, present afterwards to their camp. I mentioned that in the last meeting. And then we'll hopefully have the money, I'm sure we will, to do seniors 4-way test speech contest. Don't have it on the flyer this year. That's something we might advertise separate from the flyer. Last year, we had 3 students that actually received $2,000 each. And we're trying to do it in a concurrent kind of way where it kind of continues throughout as they go through school. Paul Saito actually authorized going all the way through med school if they wanted to. So every year, what they do need to do is give us 8 hours of community service back. So that could be to any of our clubs to qualify for that and to let us know that they would like the scholarship again. Okay. And so the whole program is really going to work in an experiential kind of way. A lot of it is, we're at Camp Erdman, so most of the program's outdoors. It's a pretty exciting camp. So I'll stop my share there. That's us, Russ Rotary. That's the RILA for Oahu. And so Tracy and Kathleen, we have a whole team of us that have been doing it for years. So it's pretty cool, pretty exciting. If you have any questions, let me know. But that's where we're at.
Hey, Rick,
Okay,
can you
thank you.
send me the template on that one? That's good.
Sure,
Thank
sure.
you.
A little earlier for folks planning for Oahu RILA this year. So just
Well, let me
be
also,
aware.
our deadline for registration ends December 1st. So we'll see where we're at December 1st, because it does come up earlier. I forgot to put that on there. Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Hey, I have a question for Rick.
Okay, Clarence?
Hey, yeah, when you said Camp Erdman, that we
Mhm.
have an international RILA wall there, that whole pavilion. Is there any?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking of our clubs helping out with that. They don't even know it exists, but a lot of our kids go to Camp Erdman.
So in a couple years, Camp Erdman's going to have their 100th anniversary.
Perfect.
And their plan is to do the same thing that brought the international wall and bring them in from all over the world. So once Mitch kind of announced that, we'll get that out to everybody. I haven't heard anything new on that, but our club is spending quite a bit of time fixing it up there. And that's in preparation for that. So yeah, we're going to get everybody involved in that again, Clarence.
All right, great.
Yeah.
Hey, Rick, the webpage on the district website is not updated. It's got all old information. And
Yeah, I sent that in to Josh and well, okay, I'll keep working on it.
well, it's going to rilahawaii.org. And so I think we should take back the ownership of that page and put it back on the website so that, we can manage it ourselves.
Right. Okay. Okay.
And then
Naomi, why don't you send me I'm just saying, send me a quick email on that so I can actually track that and follow up on it. Thanks.
And then we should have sections for each other RILA as well. So thanks for that, Rick. I will send out the flyers. I think I have them in my email here to all of our youth service chairs for Oahu. If anybody needs any assistance with reaching out to the other islands as well, I can definitely assist, but it sounds like the RILA planning committees on each island are doing fairly well as well. Jen, do you have anything to report for Hawaii Island RILA?
We will confirm the 14th and the 16th. Yep, we're going to have Valentine's Day be the start. Hopefully it'll be a good icebreaker. And it looks like it's going to be Halipohaku up on the Mauna again. And yeah, the QR codes, the fast things, I love it. And we too are looking to get each club to actually interview and choose their candidates for RILA.
Very good. I mean, so actually that's how it used to be, right? So before COVID, each club really found the best and the brightest of their interact club usually, but of course it was open to all youth, and they actually applied, and only a certain amount of people could actually go after the whole application and kind of interview process. I never held a formal interview, but it was more of a discussion. But yeah, that's how we used to do it, and I think it's great, to get back to it. I think it's it's important for us to obviously get the clubs to support these programs as well, because I know the RILA committees did a very, very good job during COVID to make it statewide and virtual, but it seems like the club's participations kind of dwindled during that time frame, and so this is our opportunity to have all of you on each of the different clubs be supporting your RILAs more directly. I saw Jeannie. Did you raise your hand? Otherwise, no. Okay, then I'm gonna. Mary, do you have an update on Maui RILA?
Yeah, I do. So we had our first planning meeting because there was a request from Naomi and others to incorporate the junior RILA into our program. And so we figured out when we thought that was best to do. And then we'll be having another meeting. I'm not sure. It was mid-September, I think. So what else? We're still having it at Kihei Charter School, although the first night, even though we had reserved the location, the students want to have a Valentine's dance, so we have to find another location, but we think we have one that's very close to where the school is, so it should work out fine. But yeah, that's where we're at.
Fun. All right.
I'm sorry. I do disagree with having the registration go back through the district,
the clubs,
just because I thought it was easier. I know Josh is traveling, but once he gets back, I think it should be up and updated. So
the registration to sign up, or the information
to sign up for RILA.
That is all still through the clubs.
I
think Naomi is just tracking it for Oahu's RILA, because we
okay.
Yeah. So please,
Cool.
definitely registration will still be through the local RILA committees. It's just that Naomi is helping with the Oahu RILA this year in terms of keeping tabs. Yep.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. All right, and then I know Kauai, they did try last year to do their RILA event. I think it kind of overlapped with some other event that there was a big conflict with, and so I think, is Cyrus still targeting for November?
Yeah, it's Michael Faye and Ron McGordas is
okay.
November, I think the 17th, that weekend.
Very good. And yeah, I think theirs is more of like a day program than it is a weekend like the other islands, but it's great, to hear Kauai hasn't had as much of an active Interact club presence as we had liked it to be. And so if anybody has some connections on Kauai and wants to find a way to help our reinvigorate our RILA and our Interacts on Kauai, I'm kind of all ears here at this point. Any questions on RILA? All right. Before I jump into Hawaii Children and Youth Day in more detail, I did want to say Naomi has hounded me, and I've been very, very bad about following up, but I'm trying to get Keith Hayashi or maybe one of his assistant superintendents to speak to us as Rotarians and champions of youth service. And I think a big topic of conversation obviously will be, how can we get more support from the DOE when it comes to advisors, when it comes to Interact clubs, when it comes to just supporting Interact and volunteerism in a way that doesn't make it so difficult for each of our individual clubs to find someone who from the DOE and who can help us, because I think a lot of us, obviously, we need the DOE support, we need the DOE advisor, and I know folks are having a hard time finding that. I also know we can probably ask some questions about how can Rotary help the DOE be more involved in their programs to see how our clubs can just be more active with the schools themselves directly, not necessarily through the Interact clubs. And so I'm working on getting that set up. He called me back just now. I didn't answer, but I didn't want to jump off this call. But I will try to set that up very, very soon. If anybody has any particular question about, a program, a school, need any help with their individual school area, I can try to gather those questions together and send it to him in advance so he can start to research a little bit about what Rotary is doing, what our Interact clubs are doing, and talk to the various principals and others that are in those areas to help see if they can support us. But I know a couple of clubs have been really trying to get their new Interact clubs going. I see, Tracy, hopefully Campbell is doing something. If there's any way we can push on new schools that we've either had Interact clubs that have gone a little silent, or we want new Interact clubs, I'd like to try to reach out to him and see if we can do that, as well as other participation, other just supporting partnerships. But I do want to make sure we're all committed to following through on those relationships too as well. So if that sounds good, I'll try to get something set up here soon. And then please send me something if you are interested in having me send more direct question over, or try to compile a list of questions that he can look at first before we set something up here. Any thoughts on that? Anybody want to hear something specifically from him? We'll keep it Rotary and Interact focused though. All right. If you have anything, chat me, email me. I'll definitely try to set that up here in the next month or so. All right, Hawaii Children Youth Day. This is a project that would only be available to folks on Oahu, but Rotary does have a booth there. Last year we had a couple of games. We spoke to some students and some parents about Interact Club, as well as Rotary clubs in general. I thought it was a well-attended event. It's always fun. Susie Chun Oakland, who's been kind of doing this event for a very, very, very long time, always has people there that bring the fun. They have good events. Usually the police are there. Hawaii Honolulu Fire Department, Queens Health is there. A lot of schools are there. I got a couple of pictures of my son in a canoe because some paddling clubs were there. So, always a good event. Rotary. I would love to have represented. A couple of my Roosevelt Interact Club members were there to speak to some of the other students and youth that showed up. I do need someone to help plan and kind of organize the booth. Just because for me, that's going to be a little bit too much of an effort for me to take care of. I've committed to Naomi to attend the orientation the week before, but if there is someone here on Oahu that would be able to at least coordinate our Rotary district booth at the event, I would love to have a volunteer today if possible, or at least a club volunteer. Anybody so interested to do so? Naomi's gonna volunteer someone maybe.
Well, yeah, the guy who was hiding behind his eyes.
Was someone hiding, Clarence?
Avoid eye contact, right? Look. Sure, I'll help you, Naomi. I can help you, Naomi.
Great. And I think we'll find plenty of volunteers, Clarence. It's just a matter of coming up with an idea for an activity or, some kind of game or something like that just will spread the word about Rotary and Interact, but also be fun for the various ages of people that we get, all the way from the very, very young children to the grandparents that are interested in how do they keep their youth involved, right? And so it's a good event. So appreciate that. Thanks, Clarence, for working with Naomi on that. All right, new old business. Naomi, I think 10 Ted has some ideas here for days of service for September, specifically related to education and youth. And I think he's vocalized this over to the presidents, right? Do you want to elaborate on this? Because I don't think I've been as connected into these days of services as you have and the club presidents have done. But I think if there's a message, the message is we want to do days of service in the month of September related to these topics. So Naomi.
So the theme is education or youth projects. And so the president should have gotten a message from Ted and trying to organize something. So if not, if you can do something in September, the last 2 weeks of September, any day, a project that is focused on education and youth, and then let Ted know what you did. So I know on Maui, they're doing a lot of dictionary projects the last 2 weeks in September. So, maybe whoever has dictionaries, if you can do it the last 2 weeks of September, we can call it a days of service project.
So thanks for the background. And I'm assuming they're gonna be new days of service in October and November moving forward and into the future months. But
No,
whatever
he
only has two. Oh, okay. Okay.
So one is the education was September. The one in environment is April.
Okay. So are we still doing Rotary Gives Thanks in November and Rotarians at Work at April?
If you want to do Rotary Gives Thanks, that's a kind of if you still want to do that, like our club does it. But the April one is on the last Saturday. That's environment focused.
Okay.
So same
kind of
same
tied
as,
to Earth Day. Yeah.
Yeah, same as Rotary at Rotarians at Work Day. Same thing.
Okay. Okay. So I know there's maybe some changes here and maybe some of the priorities of Ted, and I think we want to support him as much as we can. So I think his 2 days here for this year. Thanks for the background. September, Rotary Days of Service, focused on education and youth. April will be focused on the environment. There's still, I think, opportunities for Rotary Gives Thanks in November and Rotarians at Work in April as well, although it may double up with your environmental project. But however you can involve our youth, that would be great. I think I'm going to ask, and I just saw Jerry, my club president, jump on. I'm going to ask our Roosevelt students over there to read to some students over at Lincoln. Jerry, I haven't told you this yet, but we found a new connection at Lincoln where we can start to read to them again. And so I think that's a great thing to do for these days of service. Again, if sounds like a lot of the projects were listed today would be easily qualified to that as long as it's kind of focusing on the youth aspect or the education aspect. So please, however we can support, Ted in his district governor year, this is a priority for him. And I think, it would be great if we could all make it a priority as well. Any questions on that? All right. Recording the last meeting is listed here, the link. I apologize, I missed the last meeting. But hopefully folks were reminded, because I think Naomi and Jen, you ran the last youth service meeting without me. Hopefully folks were reminded of the August Zone 2026-27 conference about communications platforms. Did anybody have a chance to go to that? Because I didn't. No. Okay. I will try to keep. Oh, Mary, did you go?
I only made it for like first half hour. I had another meeting after that, but it was, oh God. So, you know what? I can't, it was more about communities of I can't remember the term, sorry. Anyways, but basically, how can they make it easy for us to access information and best practices without it being a burden? So
yep.
That was the main gist of it.
And I kind of read the primer the same way. They're creating kind of resource groups for different topics within youth service within the zone. Could be RILA focused, could be Interact focused, could be, a lot of other things focused. And the zone is providing, the communications platform to ask amongst other clubs, not in our district, what maybe some best practices are, what other ideas, or if you have an idea you want to bounce off them, you can definitely reach out to through this platform. I will try to gather some more information for you, but if there's some specific interest for folks that are trying to do something maybe different, that maybe I don't claim to be the expert in anything really. If there's something that you need information on or recommendations for, and you want to ask the zone beyond our district, then I'm happy to put you into get you some sort of access to this platform where you can go ahead and ask folks from around the zone, which is I think California, Oregon, and Nevada is, I don't know where the zone is exactly, but somewhere out there. So I'll try to find some more information more directly for folks to just use as at your leisure. But if you have something you want to specifically ask outside of this resource group, we're happy to try to find a way to get you access to this platform. All right. With that, I don't know if I have any other updates for you all. I think we covered a lot. Naomi or Jen, do you have anything else you wanted to talk about today? Nope.
Nope, I think we covered pretty well today. Thank you.
Well, if we're done with the meeting, I wanted to just give everybody a reminder that we have a Zoom on Saturday. So are we done? Can I do my commercial?
Well,
Oh yeah,
our
sure.
next-
Do your
Well, wait a minute.
commercial.
our next meeting is not September 21st. That's a Saturday. I'm assuming it's on the 23rd.
Did I put the wrong date?
It's possible.
September
Biggie.
23rd. September 23rd.
Okay.
Good catch. Good catch. Our next committee
Yeah.
meeting here will be
Oh, I'm done.
September 23rd.
I'll be out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Tuesday.
Thanks, Naomi. The floor is yours.
Okay, so it's a year after the Lahaina fire. So what we're going to do is on Saturday we're going to have a Zoom at 10 o'clock, and the clubs are going to come on the Zoom and in Lahaina and talk about what happened this whole year, and what kind of projects they're doing. So we just want to show support for the Lahaina, the Maui clubs, for all of the things that they went through and the things that they're doing right now. So if you can go on the Zoom, it's the regular Saturday Zoom link. But we're also having an auction, an online auction. And the online auction is to raise money for those clubs, because the clubs haven't been able to do fundraisers because of the situation, but usually they get donations from the businesses on Maui, and the businesses are not able to help them. So we're looking for donations, but if you can buy stuff on the auction, that would be really helpful for the Maui club. So all of the money that is raised is going to the Maui clubs, except for Upcountry. I think Upcountry is going to do a golf tournament, huh, Mary? So but anyway, we want to show our support for the people, our Rotarian friends on Maui. So if you can do the QR code, it's on the district website as well. So hope to see you there, and we can hear from our Maui Rotarians.
Thanks for sharing it. Yeah, it's been over a year, and it's over we can help our clubs on Maui do the things they need to do. So hope everyone can make it. All right. Thanks, everyone. That's it for tonight's youth service meeting. We will see you in a month on September 23rd. You all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care,
Have a
everybody.
good evening. Thanks.
Thanks, Lawrence. Kathy. Okay.
I'm looking
Hey.
at the items.
Yeah, no, whenever Jen and Naomi, whenever you want to jump in and I can help